Morning guys, and welcome to week 5 of plant-based breakfasts. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite proud of myself. The last 4 weeks I've managed to have breakfast every single morning, and every single morning it's been plant-based, and every single morning it's been different, and not a bowl of cereal in sight. Yeah. Although I've had grains and I've used them in different ways, I haven't actually had soggy nasty cereal, which makes me happy. Very, very happy. So this week we're going to go off with a bang. We're going to have some really, really yummy things. Some things that you will probably think, actually I'd probably more likely have that for dinner than for breakfast. But to be honest with you, I've been doing some kind of soul searching this week and over the last couple of weeks. And last night actually opened my eyes a lot and suddenly realised, you know what? There's certain things we used to do when I was a kid, certain things we used to have when I was a kid, that are a lot more healthy than I eat now. That we used to do a little bit differently, and I'm going to go ahead and work with that. I prefer to have a bigger breakfast. I always have, always will do. It's not going to change. And I prefer to eat lighter in the evening than I do in the morning. I prefer to go bigger, medium, big, medium, small as far as my meals go, because I don't like going to bed feeling like I can't move. That's just the way it is. So this week I'm going to be sort of maneuvering into that whole spectrum of let's eat more in the breakfast, and because I find myself, like, if I'm streaming or something like that, I find myself starting to munch out halfway through, because I'm not making it to the to the next bit if I've not had a decent breakfast. So we're going to go for the whole decent breakfast thing and see how we go this week. Whether I have a smoothie on top of that, you do know, as part of that, rather than as just it. I don't think smoothies are a good idea as just it. I think that is starving your body, and that's not a good thing. Of course, people say, oh yeah, but you're a long way from being starved. But you know what? My body can starve too. It still needs certain nutrients. And if you don't have those nutrients, your body goes in starvation mode. So I'm going to do it this way, and we're going to see how it goes at the end of the week. So if you have been enjoying this series of videos, please do subscribe to the channel, because for the next 5 weeks after this one, we're going to be doing lunches, and then after that dinners, and we're just going to keep going with the whole 5 weeks of whatever's, and I'm going to figure it all out until I completely go plant-based. Plant-based. Yes. For the moment, I want to be at least 90% plant-based, okay? I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian. I am what they now class as a flexitarian, which I'm pretty sure is an omnivore, which is what humans were to start with. But I prefer a more plant-based diet than I do with meat and dairy and stuff like that, because it just doesn't agree with me. So, yeah. So please do subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon, and you'll be notified of when my videos come up. Also, like this video, it'll help. And if you really like it, share it around on other social media with your friends. I don't mind. It's all good. Anywho, we're going to get us stuck into this week. Good morning, guys. This morning we are setting up to make a rice bowl of sorts. Okay, so I want to pan fry some mushies off. Should be yummy, yummy, yummy to start with. And I'm going to... what else am I going to put in the pan? No, talk to me. What am I putting in the pan? I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I was going to put in the pan, which is weird, but okay, we can do that. Alright. Ooh, I know what I want, some onion. whole five. Yes, onion. It needs onion. We're going to put that on that side. Yummy. I'm also going to tuck in a little bit of red cabbage. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just saute off a bit because that'll be a bit of fun. Right. On to the next bit. Okay, so the stuff in the pan is done. On the plate I have added some cucumber, carrot, radish and snap peas. And I've got one more thing to do after this. Just going to pop these straight on the plate because the next bit's not going to take very long. Hey! Five yourself. Quit your spitting. Right. It's got a nice mushies. A little bit of sauteed cabbage. Like I said, I don't actually have a bowl, but you know, we're gonna do it on a plate because we can. Alright, and then add these onions on. There. Marvellous. Okay. All of that. Right. Next bit, we're going to come up here to the fry pan, and this is what we're going to do next. We're going to turn the heat up a little bit. We're going to put in a handful of our spinach, maybe 2 handfuls because I feel like being green. And then we're also going to add some coriander and fresh mint to that, and then we're going to add some spring onion, and we're just going to saute that off a bit until it wilts. And then, yeah, perfect. Nice. Okay, so we're just going to add our rice to this corner. Yum. Oh, it's gonna be so yummy. And on the rice, I'm gonna add some of my vegan furikake, and if you want to know how to make that, I will put a link above. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to use some of my sunflower seed vegan bacon bits, which I will also put the link for up above. It looks like I'm going to have to make some more of this. Oh, that's such a pity. There we go. Awesome. Oh my god. So, look, there's only a tiny bit left. Let's just chuck that up. That'll do. That'll do. Now I really have to make some more. And then, our final bit, I have to scooch all that up a bit, I think. Whew. Veggies take up a lot of room on your plate. Not gonna lie. I'm just gonna add our wilted greenery to the side here. Yum, yum, yum. There we go. Done. Alright guys, I'm off. I'm going to go and demolish this as much as I can. And anything that I don't eat is my snack for later, and it's nothing harmful. So, I'm all good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so for this morning's breakfast, I'm going to be doing pancakes. Just so happens that today is pancake day. So why the hell not? So I'm going to do a couple of sour flour. Add some oat milk to that. I'm going to add some vegan creamy cheese to that. It's sort of like a ricotta type one. Because why the hell not? Oh, yum. Okay, in the sink. And then I'm going to add, I've chopped up some spring onion, some coriander, and some sweet corn. And that's all going in. Yummy! Because it's breakfast. Oh, yum. Right. So I'm going to mix all this together. I don't want a thin pancake. I want it quite thick. Probably not that thick. Right. A little bit more of the oat milk in there. All right, there we go. That's ready to go. A little bit of our plant-based butter. Okay. That melts a bit. A little bit of our plant-based butter. Okay. That melts a bit. Okay. So now we're going to put nice splotty spoonfuls of our pancake mix in here. I really don't care that they're an odd shape. That's cool for me. I'm good with that. Another one. Now, I'm going to let those cook off quietly by themselves for a few minutes, and then we're going to flip them over. Yummy! Okay, so these ones are quite floofy, and because they're quite floofy and thick, they're not going to get a lot of air pockets out of them. There's a few popping up, but they're ready actually to flip now. So we're going to do that. One. Ooh, ow, yum. Ooh, yummy. Number 3, yum. Okay, so only going to take a couple more minutes on there. I got a couple more to make after this, and then I'm going to go in. Yum. So while the other ones are cooking, I'm going to make a little saucy sauce, which is the last of my sweet chili sauce, which is a good couple of tablespoons of it, maybe 1/4 cup. It's going to be washed, and the same of K-Cap mayonnaise, which is my bestest favourite. Yum! Yeah, right. Mix that up. Simples. Now I was going to do some mushrooms to go with this, but I'm actually running out of time this morning and I'm rushing. So I'm just going to do without. But that's okay. Okay, so there's the last ones coming off the pan. I am so excited. Okay, so this will probably do me for breakfast and lunch. Not gonna lie, it's quite a piggy portion, but I don't care. Have fun with your pancake day, guys, and I will See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay, so this morning I've got loads of leftovers all over the place from dinners, from all sorts of things. So, and because it's almost time to go and do the shopping, I'm just trying to use up a whole heap of stuff. But I want a lot of bits and pieces this morning. I don't want anything all the samey. So we're going to do a load of different stuff. So, here we go. So what I've got to start with is we've got a couple of endy bits from some roast cauliflower steaks that I did the other night. I've got some leftover rice, so we're going to have some of that. So yeah, it's kind of like a rice bowl, but it's not really a rice bowl. I've got that. Oof. We've got, hang on, I've got some chunked up salad, chunky salad. Here we go, chunky salad. Yum. Oof. I've also got some fresh sort of tangerine segmenty things. Fresh radishes, because I'm addicted. If you guys haven't figured that out yet. And I've got some fresh mango, because mango, man, like seriously, mango. So I'm going to put my mango over here. So breakfast is served, and I've got a couple of fresh out of the oven buns if I want them. If I want them. I might not want them. But you know what? Breakfast doesn't have to be complicated, and you can grab whatever you want. I like having a lot of different things on my plate because otherwise my mouth gets bored. And I mean, it gets really bored. And I don't like just one samey monochrome flavours either. So, you know, this for me is the perfect way to start my day. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, so this morning I've got sweet potatoes and I am making sweet potato pancakes because, oh my god, why not? First off, I've already sliced my onion. Now I have to grate sweet potato, so we'll see when that's done. Yeah, the whole idea of grating that by hand was a miss. So yeah, in the machine. Simple. 2 minutes. Not even that. Okay, so we're going to put our onions and sweet potato straight in the bowl. Simple. Yum. I'm gonna get some garlic powder because I can. And I'm going to get some Old Bay seasoning. Now, I'll put a link at the bottom to where you can find this if you're in the UK. You don't have to use it. Use whatever blend of spices you want. But I can get that, and I'm going to use it. And a little bit of pepper. And maybe a little bit of salt. Mixy it all up. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. Now, sweet potato does have its own starches, so if we cook it right, should stick itself together. See, it's starting to stick it squishy together there. If you're not happy about that, up to you. If you put in a little bit of buckwheat flour or whatever just to hold it together. I'm not going to do that today, but we're going straight to the fry pan. Okay, so we're going to start off with a mix of veg oil and butter. Well, veggie butter, you know what I mean, right? And we want that to mix together because we want a decent amount of fats in there so that we can get really nice crispy outside. You can do this on a hot plate if that's what you want to do. You do that. You do you. I'm doing mine my way. Okay, so that's all bubbly. So we're going to get some handfuls of our sweet potato mix and get that in the pan. Now they're going to take a few minutes each side, probably about 5 minutes each side, so go off, do what you want to do, have a brew, do your thing, just make sure they don't burn. Okay, time to flip. Flippy dippies. As you can see, it's getting quite nice and crispy brown on the edges. We're going to give it a flip. Hey. Maybe I should have added some flour. I don't know. I didn't really want to. So there we go. Right. We'll leave those to go. Just remember this has to be on a medium heat, not a really, really high heat. You want it to cook in the middle. I mean, you can eat raw sweet potato, but it's not nice in this. I'm just saying. Okay, you didn't think that was it, did you? Right, I've got a leek and some mushrooms that I've chopped up. We're going to pop those in there and saute them off. And then I have some garlic and herb soft cheese, which, you know, it's dairy-free, it's vegan, whatever, blah blah. It's plant-based. Anywho, I'm going to put some of that in a bit. But we're going to saute these off down a bit first. Just in what was left of whatever fat was in there from doing the potato hashes. Sweet potato hash thingies. Okay, so now we're looking a little bit more done. We're going to use half this container of the cream cheese with the garlic and the herbs. And we're also going to use a spoonful of the condensed tomato soup that I made, but we haven't got any of that. Just do tomato paste or tomato sauce or whatever. Or don't do it at all. I don't care. I'm doing it my way. Right, magic one time. Going to mix all of that through. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to let it simmer for a couple of minutes. And then, yeah, that's that. So yeah, a little bit of simmering, and that's going on top. Okie dokie. So, I'm just going to pop this on here. Oh my god. I am so looking forward to this morning. I really, really am. Yep, that looks like me, and the rest I shall have later on. Nom nom. Okay guys, I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so this morning I want something simple and I want it quick. Well, relatively quick. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. I'm feeling a bit lethargic this morning. I'm not sure. I'm looking a bit pale, so I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to chuck in every green vegetable I've got. So I've got celery, I've got leeks, I've got pak choi, coriander, mint, spring onions, all in the pan. I've got a little bit of spinach, I think. I can get the cat out of the way. Nah, it's had it. Kind of sucks, but okay. We're just gonna put all these in here and get them all sauteed up a bit. I might stick some ginger in there as well, actually. Yeah, so I've got some ginger. I'm going to chuck that in there as well. And I've got some sugar snap peas, and they're going to go in there as well. Just feel the need for a load of greens, you know. And I think when you start listening to your body and you start listening to what happens when you eat certain foods and noticing what's going on with your body, you tend to start paying attention more and going, oh, actually. Now, I'm also going to put some water in there. Not quite enough water at this point, but we're going to get there. I'm adding some noodles. Having some noodles this morning. A little bit more water, not a lot. It just needs to be enough to cook the noodles. Have a tiny bit of broth. Apart from that, all good. Oh, there we go. I think we're right now. I think. That looks so good. Yum. The noodles are nearly cooked. We can start mixing the veg up through them a bit. They don't like doing that very much. There we go. We're done. That looks amazing. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, so for over the last few weeks I've been experimenting with things like potato hash pancakes, carrot pancakes, sweet potato pancakes. So this morning I decided to go the whole hog and find everything that I've got that could turn into a pancake, potentially. Stick it all together so we can have like a hash omelette. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so first off, I've prepped the veg so they're big enough or small enough to go through the food processor. Okay, we're going to start off with potatoes, I think. Start off with potatoes. Here we go. Ready? Oops. lot of this actually didn't grate through properly, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the big pieces through the process again with the knife whizzer, because I want them all, I don't want any waste. Let's not waste anything this morning, hey? To pick through it all, and we've already got all that, so yeah, we're going to put that through the processor again. Okay, so I'm just going to put the blade in there. Drop all our bits that didn't go through the grater properly in there. Get the lid on. And we're going to go for it. Done. There we go. Just pop all those crunchy bits now in there. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. And no waste. No need for any waste. Okay. There we are. Okay, so we're going to get all this mixed in together well. We do feel a lot of, there's a fair bit of juice in there, not a lot, but we want this all to stick together really, really well. Some of these are starchy, some of them aren't. We have to make up for the ones that aren't. So, and the ones that aren't haven't got quite as much juice coming out right now. So, we're going to, a little bit of oat milk, not a lot, probably half a cup. For all of that, and then we're going to chuck in some buckwheat flour, probably another quarter of a cup maybe, just as a binding agent, just to make sure that everything holds together as we want it to. Okay. Perfect. Oh. Done. Fabulous. Let's get in the pan. Okay, so you want to have a decent amount of oil or butter in your pan, and you want the temperature on medium. Okay, I'm going to get really good handfuls of this. Although some of these vegetables can be eaten raw, things like potatoes can't. And shouldn't be, because they will make you sick. So we want them to cook all the way through. I'm a bit thin over here, I might. You've got to remember as well, when you're doing this, it might feel thick at the time, but actually it'll all shrink, happily shrink. There we go. And we're going to leave that for a good 5 minutes now and let it crack on and do its thing. Okay, so flipping was an issue, but we're going to put that on the back burner for now anyway, and let it continue to cook there while we sort out our filling. Yes. Starting off with the wok. There we go. A little bit of oil, not a lot, because we've got quite a lot of fat in this. In this bowl I've got some mushrooms and butter beans, or a tin of butter beans, some mint, some frozen nasturtium leaves that I grew and harvested this year, or just last year, and a leek. Now if you don't have nasturtium leaves, that's fine. Use some spinach or rocket or whatever you've got. So yeah, break those down a bit, get those steaming off in there. Right, okay, we'll leave that to saute off a bit. Now the last little thing that we're going to add to this right here is some tomato. So I've decided I need a little bit of sauce to go with it. That looks better already. It really does. Okay, I'm starting to feel this now. Yep. If you don't have chopped tomatoes, you don't have chopped whatever, if you've got spag bowl sauce or whatever, use that. I don't care. Use fresh tomatoes if you've got them. That sounds good too. Right. I'm going to put a little bit of garam masala in there. Probably about half a teaspoon, maybe even a teaspoon, I don't know. I'm going to use half teaspoon of turmeric as well. It's one of them mornings, kids. Ooh. Oh, that smells good. Okay. That smells really good, actually. Really good. Yum, yum, yum. And of course we need to put some pepper. And some salt. Alright, and that bit, my friends, is done. I'm going to have to check on the hash. Okay, so we're going to get our hashy thing. I'm having to run a bit this morning because the cat apparently is dying of starvation and hasn't been fed a day in her life. You know, so she's driving me a bit potty. So we're going to have our hash underneath, which has gone a bit, it's not as nice as I would have hoped. And if I'd had more time and not been as panicked, I probably would have given it the time it really needed. But it's alright, it'll be alright. And I've still got more, so I can do some more later on. No big. Right. Okay. And then we're going to get some of our topping with the mushrooms and beans and nasturtiums and stuff. Or spinach if you have it. Rocket if you have it. Watercress even would work. A mix of all of them. Whatever works for you. Right now I'm going to go eat and sit and get off my pins because I am hurting. And I'm hoping that the turmeric in here might help. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. So yesterday I made this and I need to make use of it for this morning. So I'm going to doctor it up a bit, make it a bit more yummy. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon and a bit of garlic powder. Because it's all, as much as it was yummy yesterday, and it was, don't get me wrong, I don't like the same thing twice in a row, so let's put some more garam masala powder in there. Have a good spoon of that. I'm going to add some more turmeric to it, just to make it, the flavours pop out a bit more. And then I'm going to add some fresh mint and coriander to it. Okay, so we now need to add our mint and coriander in there, like that. Yum. I'm just going to saute that off a little bit quietly. Now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid in this, just a tiny bit of water, just to give it a bit of steam. to go through it. Now you could do this with rice, or you could have it with pasta, or you could have it however you want. But I've got some fresh cooked baguettes going in the oven at the minute. And I'm going to put this in one of them with some leftover sauteed onions from hot dogs last night and some sauerkraut. Just a little bit. Just give it a bit of a pep and a lift. I find that some things like this can be really, really heavy and not so fun to eat. So what I'm trying to do this morning is lift it up a bit, give it a bit more oomph. In fact, I might even, got half a lemon here, I might even squeeze a bit of that in. Get a bit more. Yeah, let's juice a half a lemon there. Squeezed. Just to give it a bit more oomphy in the flavours, you know? Okay, right. Okay, so we got our bun out the oven. Give it a cut down the middle. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Now we're going to put some mix down the middle. Simple simples. Like that. Then we're going to grab, oof, a wee bit, oh god, try to get it out of the jar, bit of the sauerkraut, give it a bit of a boost, gives us that nice little pickly flavour without being pickles. I'm not really in the mood for pickly pickles, but I need something to bounce this up a bit. Right. The next bit that I need, oh, yummy, give it the onions from last night. Leftover onions from last night. Yummy, yum, yum, yum. Here we go. Now if you want any flavours or anything on top of that, do it yourself, whatever you want. But that is it. Oh no, I've got a couple more onions left. There we go. Done. Right, I'm gonna go and eat my breakfast. Hi guys, it's me Blue, and I just wanted to say thank you for coming on this journey with me over the last 5 weeks of proving to myself that I can do plant-based breakfasts without cereal. This week we're going to be adding plant-based lunches to the menu. This is the end of our series of plant-based breakfast. That doesn't mean that I won't do the odd occasional recipe video here and there of different breakfasts and what have you. It just means that this particular series is done and I'm moving on to the lunches. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because most of the time, the last few weeks that I've been doing this, I have been honestly eating leftovers for lunch. So this is going to be very interesting for me because I'm actually going to have to think about what I'm doing. Yep. So that's very cool. It is what it is. I don't want just sandwiches and I don't just want wraps. I probably do a few of those thrown in, but I need to think a little bit more clearly about what I'm going to be doing. I don't want to be doing loads of Buddha bowls and stuff like that. I need stuff that's going to excite me and keep me interested and keep me going. I'm probably going to try a few new things, and you know, we'll just see how it goes. At the moment, I'm feeling okay with what I've been doing. I don't feel pushed or pressured or anything like that. I feel like I've been able to manage it most of the time. There's been a couple of blips here and there, but that's mostly been down to me and where I've been, but that's been okay. Yeah, so if you want to keep following along and you're new to the channel and what have you, please do subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be doing 5 weeks of the lunches, then we're going to do 5 weeks of dinners, and then I'm going to do the snacks and desserts as a compilation altogether. So this is a series that's going to go over the next 5 to 6 months while I go on my journey to become plant-based, predominantly plant-based. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to occasionally have meat here and there. It doesn't mean that I'm going to turn down people's meals if they hand it to me, because that's just rude and I'm not going to do it. It does mean that I'm going to be a lot more careful about what I do eat, a lot more careful about what I think about when I do cook, or when I can cook, and we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Anyway, please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Below in the description you'll find all the links to my social media and stuff like that, and any ways you might be able to, you know, help the channel out, you know, keep us going. So I will see you guys later on, and love you heaps. If you have been following this, please do leave a comment below. I will answer your comments. I do read and answer all comments. So yeah, love you heaps. See you guys next week. Bye.